Congratulations, you've decided that you're brave enough to drive in Thailand. Now I'll run you through what you can expect when you buy a car. But I need to tell you one thing first. If you're predisposed to road rage, don't buy a car in Thailand and don't even drive here. You will give yourself an aneurysm. Being behind the wheel is entirely different to sitting in the back of a taxi. I've driven in 7 different countries before, but driving in Thailand is a whole new experience.
Time may change me, but I can't trace time.
I drive a Honda Jazz here, so I'm going to be using that car for all my examples. The current model Honda Jazz in Australia is about $4,500 US cheaper than you can buy it for in Thailand. We bought our 2008 Honda Jazz for $10,300 US, but we could have picked up the same car back home for about $7,500. Buying in Thailand cost us $2,700 US more. If you thought that everything was cheaper in Thailand, it's not always the case. Many things are more expensive in Thai. Taxes and duties on cars in Thailand are very high. Some imported two-door or luxury vehicles can be more than double the price of the Australian equivalent. And unless you're very much in love with your car back home, don't even think about bringing it to Thai with you. On top of the cost of freight, you'll be charged an import tax of 200% of the value of the car. After buying a new or second-hand car, ownership will need to be transferred at the Department of Land and Transport, DLT. I'll list in the description details of all the relevant paperwork required. Buying from a dealer very much simplifies the process for you, as they do everything on your behalf. When you buy a new car, you'll be given a red temporary number plate while your registration is processed. It can take up to 6 weeks for the registration process to be finalised, and you will then receive your white permanent number plate. Please note that a vehicle with red number plates can only be driven between the hours of 6 AM to 6 PM. You will be given what they call a blue book, which is your proof of ownership. If you got a loan to buy the car, the bank or finance company will keep your blue book until you pay off your loan. You'll only get a photocopy. You'll also get a registration sticker confirming that the tax has been paid, and you'll need to stick this onto the inside of your windscreen. As always when buying a used car, caveat emptor. Things that you should look out for include signs of accident repair. A good way to check if the car has been in an accident is to have a look at the bolts used to attach body panels. If the bolts have paint missing, then the panels have been repaired or replaced. I was looking at one car to buy, and when I pointed out that the car had previously been repaired, they wouldn't even let me test drive. Is there anywhere where used car dealers can be trusted? Look carefully at the condition of the interior. If the odometer reads only 50,000 kilometres, then the interior and seats should be in very good condition. But if they're looking scratched or feeling old and tired, then the odometer may have been wound back. This practice is all too common in Thailand. Also, look at and smell the carpet under the seats. There are many used cars floating around that have suffered previous flood damage. If you're buying a used car privately, both you and the seller must visit the DLT together to transfer ownership. And remember, everything is going to be in Thai. So take your Thai-speaking friend along with you to ensure that everything is as it should be. If you're buying from a dealer, they won't be happy if you want to pay cash for your car. Car salesmen earn commission from the banks or finance companies when a loan application they submit gets approved. They actually say to you, I can get you a better deal on the purchase price if you don't pay cash. They just want to put money in their own pocket. Understandable, I guess. Also, the interest rates charged are on a sliding scale. The more you borrow, the lower the interest rate. We had no choice. Cash wasn't an option for us. I'm not working and no pension, and so we process everything in Ta's name. Once you've filled out all the paperwork, then you wait until a loans officer contacts you to arrange a time to sit with you face to face to complete the application. They will also want you to take out insurance on the loan to make sure that they are covered if for some reason you die and therefore stop paying. If you say that you don't want the insurance, they will subtly suggest to you that there will be less problems with your application if you have the insurance. Depending on your circumstances, it can take up to 3 weeks for the loan application to be processed. There's no instant approval like we have in Australia, but happily we only waited 5 days before we had the loan approved. It helped that Ta had a good job in a company that she's worked for over 16 years. Firstly, if your car is over 7 years old, it will need to be inspected annually for roadworthiness. It's about 200 baht or $5.80 US for the roadworthy certificate. There are authorised inspection stations where this can be done. In Australia, we talk about a pink slip, which is the vehicle inspection, a green slip, which is the insurance, personal injury insurance, and you need both of those before you can actually get your car registered. It's essentially the same process in Thailand. Again, I will list all the information that you need in the description. For a car that's younger than 7 years old, you just pay for the tax sticker, the insurance, and you're good to go. The cost of the annual tax sticker is based on the type of vehicle, its age, and the size of the engine. For our car, for all three components, the cost is less than 2,000 baht, so less than $60 US. There are 6 levels of car insurance in Thailand, with the most basic coverage being compulsory for all vehicles. Rather than bore you with all the specifics, they'll be covered in the description with a link to a Bangkok Post article which provides great detail on what coverage each level offers. Insurance companies here do offer a no-claim bonus scheme, so the longer you go without claiming, the cheaper insurance becomes. When choosing your insurer, not only price is important, but how quickly they come to start processing your claim. Yes, they come to you. As soon as you have an accident, you contact your insurance company and then wait by your vehicle. Generally, when motor vehicle accidents happen in Thailand, the vehicles involved can't be moved until the insurance assessor arrives on their motorbike to start processing your claim. So it's probably better to use a company with a reputation for arriving in 20 to 30 minutes, rather than having to wait over an hour at the crash site. Please note, you can move your car if you're causing traffic chaos, but be sure to take photos before you move your car anywhere. Also, if you don't speak Thai, your best option is to go through an insurance broker, but make sure that they are licensed to avoid complications down the track. Another Thai anomaly that I found, they wouldn't allow TAR to put me down as a beneficiary on the loan insurance, even though we were married. They said it was too hard to track down foreigners to pay out on a claim, so they had to put down the name of a family member instead. So if God forbid anything does happen, Tar's mum's going to have to get her driver's license. I recently had a 140,000 kilometre service performed at a Honda dealership in Bangkok at the total cost of 3,659 baht, so 106 US dollars. The service included changing the engine oil, transmission fluid and the filters. The same service in Sydney would have been at least 8,000 baht or 230 US more expensive. The low cost of labour here leads to considerable saving. The labour portion of the bill was only 921 baht, so $26.70 US. Plus, they washed and vacuumed the car, and you can be served free tea and coffee inside the waiting room as you read magazines or watch TV. All in all, it was a very good experience taking the car there. There are 7 companies retailing fuel in Thailand, and they all pretty much offer the same service at the pump. You remain in your car and the attendant fills your tank with petrol. We generally only shop at Esso, and this is because I know the brand, it's mobile in Australia, and we get a 2% rebate from our credit card on the purchases. And we also get a free 1.5 litre bottle of water. I only mention the water because my wife absolutely loves anything that's free. One of the things I love about buying fuel right across Thailand, it doesn't matter if you purchase fuel at an Esso in Bangkok, or if you purchase fuel at an Esso 20 kilometres outside of Chiang Rai, you still get charged the same price. It's not like that in Australia. Fuel is so much more expensive when you're away from the capital cities. The prices charged by each company are all pretty similar, with one exception. Shell is considerably more expensive than anyone else. I hope that you found this information interesting. If you did, please click like, and if you loved it, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Only one more thing to do.